Hey Facebook, it's me again, the resident clown. At times I can be clownish. I like being clownish at times. But I want to really be clownish and talk about aliens. Let me tell you the real problem with the existence or non-existence of aliens. You see, it is a religious war going on between the existence and non-existence of aliens, and the church itself, which has been taking so many blows. And when I say the church, of course I don't mean your Baptist church, your Episcopalian, your little ass runoff churches don't count. We talking about the church, the one that made it all, the one that created Christianity, the Roman Catholic Church. They have their own observatory. They watch the sky also. Since they do that, they have changed their belief system because they're afraid that if they keep saying there's no life, there's no life, there's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing, and then the proof that their own tools have shown them contradicts that, they'll fall out of favor with the people. So they have said it's okay to believe that there's extraterrestrial life and that there's life on other planets. So they are busy rebuilding their ideology around that. Now, the problem with extraterrestrial life to everyone who says it can't exist is the fact that it would prove that God created something that wasn't on the planet Earth. And that would take away a lot of people's self-absorbed, I can't speak, self-absorbed divinity away from them. If there is life on other planets, and that life happens to turn out to be millions of years older than our own, or a civilization on a planet that's existed for say 600,000 years, and they visit, it wipes out a good deal of religion. And you see, religion is a money-making thing, and if you get rid of the religion, how's the religion gonna make money? These people really, they run your world. They run your world, and you pay them for it. This is the truth, and that's the problem with alien life. That's the problem why they're sending probes to planets like Europa, which they've discovered are mostly water. And what we've discovered, and when I say we, I mean as time goes on, it's been proven you need two things: water and energy. Water is usually the building blocks of all life are in water. See, wherever you find water in bulk, you find every other material too, because water's been all over the universe, and all these other things have settled into it. So all you need is that energy to get that stuff moving in the right direction, and then boom, you got life. Now it don't have to be human life. It doesn't have to be squid life or dog life or cow life. It could be microbial life. But microbial life has shown us that if you give anything enough time, it'll change into something slightly different. And that's the thing about evolution that a lot of people don't understand. You ain't got to believe in evolution to think that one thing over time and energy can turn into something else, especially when one microbe starts to feed on a different microbe, and then the whole race war begins. The whole war begins. I call it a race war, but you got to think about it. The cheetah has its claws and its speed to catch a certain kind of prey. The lion has its claws and its speed to catch a certain sort of prey. And the prey has certain weaponry to keep itself safe. So it's a war that's going on in nature where you keep seeing advancements. You keep seeing improvements. You keep seeing things change. But, we're only here for a short amount of time, so we don't see it. But you give it millions of years, you'll see changes. And intelligence is a change. Now, did evolution create the human race? I have no idea. For all I know, it didn't have anything to do with it. It could have been somebody else did it. It could have been aliens like some people think. Or it could have been some being that exists in some energy form or another that you couldn't even really consider an alien that created human life. Anything is possible. So when you lock it all into one thing and say, this is what did it, you're a fool because you're going to have your emotions wrapped around it. So it's the same reason why a lot of people don't want to think there could be anything as an extraterrestrial, a creature that grew up on another planet, that became intelligent, and then now can travel through space. So even if none of them can travel through space, what if there are all these societies and all these civilizations on other planets that exist in different forms, and not any of them can travel through space? Would that prove that they don't exist? Let me tell you something. There are so many stars that you can't even count them. There are 10,000 observable galaxies, supposedly. There could be billions of galaxies because we can't see them all. The light from those other galaxies haven't reached us. And in those galaxies, you got billions of stars again, like our own. What we look at in the daylight and what's coming through my window right now is the light and energy from a star. And our whole culture on the surface of the earth is built around the energy that comes from that star. Don't fool yourself. That's why there's no sun, there's no life. Because without the sun to keep everything hot, even our core would cool down eventually and freeze. And then you'd have a frozen globe, you'd have a frozen orb that has all the potential of life if you add heat again. So all you need is heat and water. We just happen to have all the ingredients already mixed up. And people are afraid to think that life is so simple because it takes away their delusion of being part of some grand heaven and hell war, and they don't just understand that they are just living beings who have reached sentience. Most of the animals on our planet have reached sentience. You just don't understand that. But most of the animals on our planet have reached sentience. They just haven't reached our level of intelligence. Alright, so there's the difference. Is the level of intelligence is the difference between us and the rest of the animal species. Get that through your head, people. That's the difference. That is the difference. We're still made of carbon. We're carbon-based life forms. Almost everything on this planet is carbon-based life form. So that's why, I'm going to say it again, we have, as a group, a fear of extraterrestrial life because it wipes out the whole Jesus, Allah. You know, it wipes out any system that thinks that we were created specifically to play out some drama between God and Satan and then demons and angels and all the rest of that hoopla that we tie our emotions to, and that's what makes them real. You know, you tie your emotions to anything, you make it real. That's just how it is. So that's basically it. That's my take on a lot of the ideological nonsense against, you know, people saying that extraterrestrial life can't exist. It has to exist. It's trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of stars like our own that were formed the same way ours were, with planets around them. They're finding more planets every day. Wake up, people. Get up out of your ideological nonsense and let's really, you know, evolve as a race. Because we can do that, you know. We can do that. I'll holler at you. I gotta make a run and see about my mother's phone. She's always got problems with her.